very good evening to you all, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here again. Once again, really want to welcome you to tonight's chat. Don't judge me. A single parent will welcome you to this page wherever you are joining us from. We welcome you to this page. This page is for us to celebrate the fantastic work that single parents are doing in the lives of their children, is to celebrate testimonies, is to just talk about things in general that is pertaining to family life. Yes, celebrate what our young people are doing. I think I've said this on earlier, to pray for our children, to motivate and boost, us, speak about our well-being, anything that's going to benefit us. So this platform is here um, to uplift you as a mother, as a father, for all the hard work that you're doing and whatever challenges you are going through. We'll talk about challenges, you know, like I said, we'll talk about things that is going to be an encouragement. Iron sharpeneth iron. So you're more than welcome to be on this platform. Um, if you would like to come on and share your story and share your testimonies about your parenting, your challenges and your successes, this platform is for you. Please do feel free to contact me on florislimon@gmail.com. You can also reach me on this page. And also, for those of you who use YouTube, we are now live on YouTube, so you can join us also. Thank you so very much. God bless you. So it's been a privilege for us to be on. Whatever you're doing, I trust that your day is going so very well. It's always a privilege for us to meet. So really, thank you for taking time out. It's not taken for granted. Thank you for taking time out just to be on here with us. So last week, we have quite a few things to talk about, so I'm not going to hold us up. Yeah. So last week, I had my brother-in-law. He happens to be my brother-in-law, and he works in the education industry. Pastor Daniel Kamara. I think I will reintroduce him again. He is a pastor of his church, situated in Wales, Cardiff. Yes. Also, he's married. He has a family. He has children. He's a mentor. He's a coach. And coming from the educational industry, he's also an experienced teacher. He's had good, yes, from Ofsted when one of his schools were inspected, and also he's also achieved a very good feedback from the assurance agency. He's worked in many secondary schools right across. So maybe some of your children that done so well in their maths exam or their sciences, he teaches right from key stage 3 up to key stage 5. So, maybe he has taught some of your children and they've done extremely well in their core subject, which is maths and science. Obviously, we have English. So he specializes in maths and science. But apart from the subject, when it comes to education, being there as a teacher, you're not only there as a teacher, you're there as a role model, you are there as an example also, to these young people, to support them. A lot of what most of us have become today, some of those characteristics we are built up when we are going to school. It is a community that raises up a child. So we have the aspect of school playing an impact in our lives. You have the aspect of family. You have the aspect of your faith if you belong to one. So it's various strings coming from, coming from all corners to help to make us into what we are, right? So that's the whole point. We are here to encourage families, to encourage parents, not to be on your own. Allow other trusted family members and individuals in the lives of your children. Thank you so, so very much. So, thank you all for joining. Thank you for leaving what you're doing and joining us on here. Please do subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is also going to be uploaded on Instagram at some point. But thank you so, so very much. It's going to be very, very interactive. So please feel free to interact with us. Okay? Right. So, for those of us living here in London, United Kingdom, for those of us living here, obviously, I know the rules are a bit different in other parts of the world, right? Thank you, Lady Alfrin. Thank you, Lady Janet, for joining. Please do feel free to share this. Now, we know the rules are a bit different in some other countries. They are still going through online learning, but we know how UK was really badly hit by this virus. So it's been a while. It's been a few challenges here and there with our young people and also for families. And, I work with young people as well, and I've been working from home. Trust me, even as an adult, it's taken a lot of motivation. It's taken a lot of push just for me to be able to get on. So, when we're talking about coping, this is not about even the young people only. Even us as parents, as adults, those of us working with them, it has taken a whole lot. So once again, I want to congratulate, I want to appreciate every teacher. Oh, every teacher that has worked so hard just to help our young people, to help our children, so that they don't lose out on their learning, for every effort that has been made. If you're a teacher, if you're a support staff, everybody that works in the area of schooling, for every role you have played. This is now right across the world. If you live in the States, if you live in Canada, wherever you've contributed to the online learning for our children, I really want to appreciate you. I want to celebrate you. It's hard work, and I really think parents, please make some time as parents to appreciate your children's teachers. To be honest, it really, really goes a long way. Showing appreciation goes a very, very just a nice text or a nice email, just to say thank you so much, miss. Thank you so much, sir, for working with my child. Forget about the teeth and tats sometimes, our children might have with their teachers. About the teacher is there really for the best interest of the child. So really well done to all teachers. It takes a lot. Teaching online, dealing with the audio, how to control. You have like over 20 students online, controlling the audio and all of those things, the technicality, showing slides. And let's not forget, some of our children are using laptops, they're using iPads, some of them are using mobile phones, and I really want to commend parents again, because I know when this thing happened, not all of you, not all of us, we are able to provide these devices for our children. Thankfully, some schools we are able to provide for families, but you still have families where you have 3, 4, 5 children. Everybody, as soon as it is morning, they are using the device. Sometimes their devices are lagging, because everybody is using the internet at the same time. So well done also to every parent that have tried. I know some days there have been challenges, like that is one of my roles. I don't see a student online in the morning, I'm ringing, I'm ringing the parents. Sometimes the parents will go, oh, but my child is online, So I really want to congratulate every parent for support. You've not only supported your child's learning, you still have to think about putting food on the table for your children. If you're a parent that is working from home, you still have to sort yourself out to work from home. Last week we spoke about all of that, how you can plan yourself and things like that. So, well done. Well done to our teachers. Well done to our support staff. Well done to every parent. Well done to every parent. Right. Thank you so, so much. Right. So I think without further ado, I am very happy to bring back again Master Daniel Kamara, because we did not finish last week, just for us to round it up nicely today. I'm very, very happy. It's a privilege. Thank you so much, sir. I know you are teaching tomorrow. You still have to finish up your planning. Thank you so much for making time for us again this evening. So please say hi to our viewers.
Hello.
Unmute.
Okay. Right. Can you hear me?
We can
Right.
hear you.
Okay. Hello. Hi, everybody. Um, you know, I want to say a very good evening to all our wonderful parents and Pastor Flores. Sent her appreciation, and I want to add to that as well. Parents are wonderful people. They always want the best for their children. So I want to say well done for the work you have done so far, and hopefully you'll gain insight from our discussion tonight, or be reminded of something perhaps you already know, to reinforce that understanding so you can execute what you have to do with precision and for your desired result. I'm very happy to be part of this forum, and I'm looking forward to have a very good time, and I'm looking forward to the discussion. Thank you very much, Pastor Flores, for inviting me again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Master Daniel Kamara. Yes, I know last week we talked about quite a few things about coping online, and we know for us here in UK, the laws, we were expecting the laws to be to be reviewed around going back to school, and just before the weekend that took place, there has been a review and we are going back. So I don't think using online is going to be eliminated completely, because there are still some more things to be done. But the reality is we are going back. We are going back, and I believe as parents and our children, we have to now psychologically prepare ourselves again. We have to switch on again that, yes, we are going back. Preparations need to start taking place. Shopping needs to be done. Getting their things for school. Just putting them back in that preparation mode. What what do you have to say to us as parents?
Well, first of all, I think it's a good news, wherein to learn that we will be going back. And what I want to say to parents, obviously, particularly you mentioned the psychological aspect to motivate our young people again to go back to school. And I want to just say to them, continue to do what you do, because sometimes it kind of challenging regards to your present routine to shift from what you are doing now, of course, as a result of this pandemic, into what we were doing before. Obviously, as Pastor Flores mentioned, the online learning won't go away just like that. But I think if it starts, from my perspective, in creating a brand new routine. Okay, it starts by creating a brand new routine. A routine is very important. As simple as going back to something like, what time of the evening or the night should my child go to bed? Obviously, you and I know that this pandemic has disrupted our discipline prior to what we used to do before, when we have a clear schedule. So it starts with us reorganizing ourselves for bedtime for the young people, and also, of course, setting their alarm as to when to get up. So it requires restructuring. Okay, so my counsel to parents is create a structure wherein there's a fixed time, to go to bed. Obviously, because there's a shift happening, you will encounter challenges, obviously, and also things will not happen automatically. So also there's a room for flexibility, but try and map out a time that is a good time for the young people to go to bed. And also, I will recommend also wake up time. You know, set up an alarm for a specific wake up time in the day, and so that the previous routine before the pandemic can be, reinstated, so that the students, young people can readjust, and of course, talking about shower and also the time for dressing, time for eating breakfast, and also the time for departure to school. So create a structure or reorganize yourself, in those routine. And as I say again, there will be a little friction here and there, but you eventually get there.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Once again, I don't even know what to say because I know that's an area of challenge, especially when we've all been at home. We've all been at home for quite a while, getting them back to that routine, waking them up in the morning, especially if you have a household where, you're more than enough for the facilities that you have, maybe a toilet and a shower, getting them all the way. It's just the little things that really, really adds up. Okay, thank you so much. Mr. Kamara, um, now that we are going back, from my own experience, even during this lockdown with the online learning, I think as parents, if we can be honest with ourselves, some of our children have participated well, but you still have some parents that have concerns that their children have not completely, they are not satisfied with the way they have done their learning, obviously for various reasons. For example, if you have a child that has a special need, and based on the level of their need, they won't be able to participate as much. I know some schools have been able to put up like folders, give them some written activities to do, and they can bring it back to school when they return. But, in some households have suffered issues like, lock, lagging of devices and also internet problems. A lot of households have, and as a result, that really just destabilizes the child. And if you're not careful for the whole day, a student just misses their entire lesson. So now that we are going back to school, at least we're going to try to settle back again in school. It means some of our children might need to catch up. There might be quite some catching up to do. What do you have to say to our parents to support their children that really, really need to catch up? Yeah, because the reality is some teachers have gone through almost, we have about one term and a little more left, right, for the academic year. So it's going to be just like maybe brief revision and stuff like that. So I think as for our children, if extras are not done, it's going to affect some of them. So what do you want to say in terms of catching up? How can we support our children with catching up with work that we have missed out on?
Yeah, thank you for that question. Now, number one, what I would recommend to parent, first of all, is um, find out from the teachers themselves um, the areas where the child is, needs to cover the gap in the knowledge. Now, if you ask your child, what area, do you think you understand ABC? Children, young people, when they want to dismiss you or they find it nice, oh yeah, I've done this. No, I think I think we'll cover this. In fact, the teacher does not even want us to study this, so they will give all sort of excuses. So the first thing every parent must do is find out from the teachers, get their emails, follow up with a call, to find out exactly, the gap in the knowledge for each subject. And then ask the teacher a question. You can ask teachers a question. Are there provisions for catch up? For example, here in Cardiff, in Wales, particularly for the year 11s, the Wales government has designed a system or a scheme to support year 11 students. I don't know what is the situation out there in London. Ask the school what provision have been made in place, particularly for some, perhaps somebody might be in year 11, or for parents, with children with special needs, there are also provision. You see, your questioning, okay, will help you gain access to the provision that is available. One of the things you must understand, time is tight for everyone. So if you don't ask, or I don't want to use the word make a demand, if you don't ask, you will not receive. So ask the school, are there provision for at every key stage for catch-up lessons or sessions? If there are, then of course you register your child, and then obviously you will have to monitor to make sure. That's one aspect. The second aspect also, the school is a system, and the system of the school is to support as best as possible. But the reality is, to create an extra time sometimes can be difficult. Or if there are those subjects where clearly, you don't get support from the school, it's not something you must be upset about. What you have to do as a parent, try and find a way to support that child. If they can provide an extra session, you can simply ask them for the topics that the child needs to cover, and you either perhaps maybe find a tutor, or you yourself go online. Of course, every teacher will recommend maybe appropriate website for you to support your child. You yourself can go and then study along if at all you have time. But it's clear, obviously, that there are some schools can have provision that you can take advantage of. But if not, you have to, put extra effort, to support your child, to catch up. That's what I would say, so far.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I think you said it rightly, parents. I think this time, if you've not been proactive, you need to be proactive like never before. We have to be proactive. I know sometimes, it depends on the system that operates in some schools. I've had sometimes some parents will say, oh, it's so hard to get through to the school. When you want to talk to the teachers, it's hard, it's challenging. Trust me, do not give up, but you must try and catch up. By force, you must catch up with your child's teacher, their subject teachers, especially their course subjects. Master Kamara just mentioned, it is our responsibility wherever we feel that our children have lacked in. Maybe, for example, we some schools, we have like a data that can tell exactly the amount of time that your child attended their lessons during this lockdown. So for some children, they attended every subject, every lesson, except maybe if they were ill or they had a few challenges here and there. But some of them, their attendance online was 100%. So if your child is maybe between even 90, we don't want to encourage, say, okay, they should miss out, but obviously people miss out for various reasons. So, but if there is any concern that you have, maybe you are not happy at the moment with their level of math or their level of English or their science subjects, or if they are really performing very, very low rate in any of their subjects, I'm telling you, mom, dad, be on the matter of the teacher. Like Master Kamara said, the teachers are there to support. If you need extra resources, they can post it to you, or they can send it to you online to your email. So it's all about us being proactive. Oh, we have to be proactive. Oh, I don't know, I just cannot stress this enough. We have to be proactive. Yeah, I think also, when we're talking, let me just chip this in there now. I know that we are returning back, and the schools are putting quite a lot of measures in place For example, with the testing for this virus, I think every now and then, either every fortnight, it depends on your area, but there is going to be testing. Please, that's another area where we as parents, we really, really need to show our cooperation. Let us work in line with our schools. If they send your kid with a test, make sure they do the test and make sure we send them back. We don't want this virus to deter us from progressing. So it's going to take everyone. It's going to take us. It's going to take us parents to really work with the school. As a parent, if we support our children very well, to do what they need to do, it makes it easier for the school. The schools have put a lot of things in place. So please, I'm encouraging you as I encourage myself. Mine are teenagers, but trust me, I still have to be proactive. To be honest, you're talking about waking up in the morning. I still have to. Yeah, I have one that's about going into university. Yeah, I still have to. So trust me, we are all going through it. It's just that it varies. Okay, thank you so much, Master Kamara. Now you touched on something that I was just about raising up, talking about using various means of catching up. And one area of catching up that's so important is the area of revision, how we can support our children, because sometimes the schools can do their best. The schools can do their best, but our children also need to catch up a little bit, because it is the little efforts that adds up. The little efforts also adds up. So, it's not, we need to manage it in a way that our children are not spending all the time online and they are not productive. That's another experience that parents have to put up with during this lockdown. Some parents will be sitting with their children, and trust me, when they check, the child was playing games. We are not really focused. So now that we are going back and there is a lot to catch up on, there's so much online, Master Kamara. What do you suggest? There are so many websites, so many resources online, obviously depending on the school and the exam board, but there is so many things that cut right across the line that are standard that we can use. What else can you add to that?
Yeah, maybe there's. I will start with students who maybe at the point of taking GCSE exams, year 11, or perhaps A-level exams. My recommendation will be focus on past examination papers. Now, why did I say that? Because if you focus on past examination papers and their worked out solutions, which can be accessed, by the way, online, what you are doing is you are actually targeting what examiners will be asking for. Now, this is not the time to be all over the place or search here and there for resources. Now, know exactly first of all, identify what exam board your school is. Now, this is for both parents and students. Perhaps a student is watching us right now, or a parent. So, first of all, parent, I know we're talking to you primarily. You need to be able to identify what examination board your school or the what exam board you are using for each subject. For example, some schools in mathematics, they can use Edexcel. Other schools can use AQA. Now, these are all examination boards. They all set maths exam questions. You might say, well, it's maths. They're supposed to be the same. Yes, they're supposed to be the same, but the style of the questioning varies from exam board to exam board, even though there are a lot of commonalities. So you need to first identify the kind of exam board for each subject. And then I'm talking now for specifically year 11. Work on past examination papers and worked out solutions. They're out there. They are free, online resources. Now, if you like to teach, if you are, let me just give one free one. as we are talking. In mathematics, there's a website called Maths Genie, MathsGenie. Now, it's a free online resource. Okay. Now it has not only each subject and their worked out solution. They also have past paper for the last, I don't know, 10 years or thereabout, and their worked out solution, clear online. So for year level students, focus on the solution, past papers, both in maths, in English, and science, and all the other subjects. Okay, that's what I would recommend for students who are about to take their GCSEs. Of course, for the other year groups, you have to work in close, concert with the teacher teaching. Maybe when you're returning back, you might first of all try and find out, obviously, are there a future, what did a future assessment? What topics should I cover from now to the assessment? What revision books should I access? So the teacher can provide that for you. And by so doing, I'm sure you'll be able to close the gap and do well, in your in the test or exam of your child.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, Master Kamara. I know I have an English specialist online, Minister Allison. Bless you, Lady Allison. Thank you so much. We work together in one of the schools, so thank you so much. Right, Master Kamara, I know maths is his specialty. It is area of specialty, but also what he has explained, they are cut right across for every other subject. Now, I know if you are a parent and your child was supposed to have taken their GCSE exams, I know how distraught a lot of our children are. But please encourage them. Let them not feel too overpressure, because this is a national crisis for everybody. That's what I used to encourage my daughter. She was supposed to be doing her GCSEs. So, but whatever is left, some schools were in the midst of the mock exams when we went into lockdown. So, for example, my daughter's school, they are going back to finish their exams now. Obviously, teachers have been instructed on how they're going to be grading and assessing students. But what I will say, encourage your child to still do their best. Right now, we want our children to be, favored. We want them to be favored by their teachers. But I believe that every teacher is going to work by the standard recommended by the Department of Education. So again, please let us appreciate the teachers, because it's so much work, it's so much pressure. Let's not forget they are doing their jobs and they have their families as well. So, like we've said here, please encourage your children to spend their time online wisely. There are so many resources, but let them not be overwhelmed. I think they can adapt. They can choose what they are able to adapt with, finish with that, and go through, because everybody has a way that they take things in. So they don't want to be overburdened, but at least just spending some time looking at something that's going to build up on what they've already learned in school. Also, please, if your child is struggling, like we've said, speak to their teacher. Speak to their teacher. Speak to their teacher for support. Now, Mr. Carroll asked a question here to say, what advice have we got for parents who are not that literate? Or I think we spoke about this last week. If you're a parent that is not literate, or maybe you have a language barrier, please phone the school, find a family member that can interpret from your language to English, and they can feed back to you. But that should not stop you. I know sometimes because of the language barrier, because of the level of literacy, some parents are put off, and it just stops them from interfering in their child's learning, and it leaves the child on their own, right? I mean, we are encouraging you as a parent. That should not limit you. Where I come from in Africa, trust me, the parent that is not literate, and for those of you here that can connect, there are parents who are not literate, but trust me, their kids have gone to the highest of educational level, because they are still proactive. Even though they will ask questions, they will invade, They will spend their last penny to make sure their children have got that decent form of education. So I hope that answers your question. I think we touched on this last week, Mr. Carol. And also, like we've mentioned, if you have a child with a specific need, which is described as SEND, right? Make sure you're working in line with their teachers. Make sure, don't just leave it to the school. Be proactive. Be proactive as a parent. Right. There is one last thing. Um, there is one thing I wanted us to talk about. Now that we are going back, we've been home for too long. Our children have been home for too long. Master Kamara, what do we need to say? What's the importance of attendance? Achieving a very good attendance, I think, is very important right now, so that they can round up well towards the end of the academic year. What are the benefits if we ensure that our children, their attendance is really, really maintained? Obviously, your child might have another reason for not attending school and, all of those things. But if possible, we want to make sure that their attendance is actually at a very good, the schools are different, but I think the lowest it can be for some schools is 80%, really. So what do you have to say? Can we just touch on that briefly?
Yeah, attendance is very, very important. You know, there are many, many things to gain, and there are serious things to really lose if we don't monitor attendance. Maybe let me start with the downside. Okay, why is important for our children not to miss school and on in a normal situation? Okay, number one, obviously we know that there's a gap in in the knowledge in terms of to catch up. Already there are some students who have a gap in terms of the work that the teacher has set so far and also their completion. So what you don't want is to extend that gap, because what lack of attendance will do is the child will struggle to keep up with schoolwork. Of course, I mentioned that earlier on. In a busy school day, it is difficult for schools to make extra time, to help your child catch up. And also, the poor attendance, will cause your child to miss out, on the social side of life, particularly in the school, which is also helpful for their development. Poor attendance also can affect, your child's ability to make and keep friendships, which is also vital for their growing up in school. Now, all these things are significant that we must know. If you know the danger of something, you will then try your best not to go in that danger zone. That's the reason why we are highlighting. Some of these we already know, but it's good for us to be reminded of. Now, not only attendance, but maybe what I will add is punctuality, i.e., that is to be on time. To be on time. That is also important. Now, this shift that is going to happen will come with challenges, obviously. It will come with challenges, but we must make sure our children are in school and on time. Now, talking about on time, that also bring in what we mentioned earlier on about routine. Okay, when we have routine, the time to go to bed, time to wake up in the morning, time to prepare to shower, breakfast, and time for departure from school, to school, and all, those are routines that help your child to be on time and of course to be in school. Now, another thing I must also highlight is, and this is very important, when the greater the attendance, the higher the probability for your child to maximize all the benefit package in for every subject. Attendance is so critical because as a teacher, I can tell you there are some when you are teaching certain concepts. I'm sure maybe a teacher online or other teacher online can relate to that. At the time you are teaching that concept, there are key things that you will highlight that if you have a catch-up session, if at all you have, which there's you might not be able to articulate or communicate certain key component that was communicated at the set time of the lesson. So I want to really recommend parents that we make sure that our children also understand the reason why they have to be in class. And also research also shows that when a child, because a child can go into school, but a child can truant. We'll have situation where people, other members of staff can be, they will just hang out in school. They don't want to go to a lesson. Perhaps they don't like the teacher. Now here comes our proactivity again as parents. Particularly when we're going back, there will be a lot of gaps that you must chase down. Was for example, Hannah in school period one. In school here, even us as staff, we got emails. Even though the register will show, but they say, "Oh, can you confirm whether this person was in the class?" Now, this is a parent phoning in to find out whether a particular student was in class for either maths, English, or science. Because a child can go to school, but that doesn't mean they're in class. You see, so we have to be really proactive, particularly in this going back, because these are the time some of them want to catch up with their friends, some of them want to catch up and say, "Hey, or can we go?" A lot of other influences might affect their attention, so we have to phone him. There's nothing wrong in phoning in. The system is there. When the parent call and raise a concern, the school goes in motion. So call. I want to find out whether Jane was in all her classes today. Please, can you call back, get me back? Can you get back to me? The school will do that. So that is important. Why? What are you doing? You are trying to make sure the child have the best opportunity, to receive the best education so that they can become all they can be. And it's also something you need to work on their intelligence, their psychology, or their understanding. When somebody understands the reason why they have to do something, and also reinforce it constantly. And you and I know with young people, you can't tell them something once or twice and three times and think it's sticking in their head. No, 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 no. It doesn't work with young people. No, it has to be over and over and over again. Why? Because that's how they are. You tell them one thing here, they'll say, yes, mommy, yes, mommy. It's up in there, out to the other ear. So our proactivity and our persistence, parent, our persistence, your children will thank you in the future for being very resilient, by
Thank
ensuring,
you so much.
they do what they do. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Wow, we have to keep repeating. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Don't you give up, parents. We are all in this together. Repeat. I work with young people. I'm an assistant head of learning in a secondary school. So I know exactly what Mr. Kamara is talking about. So I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of fighting for the kids. That's my priority, to make sure that they are safe, their well-being is all good, and also liaising with the parents so that we can all work together. He mentioned something. As we are going back, there are going to be some challenges. It's been long that our children have been home. So in as much we are talking about attendance, and I'm sure for some parents, schools might have written you already, and they are preparing your mind now and telling you about the importance of your child attending. If at any time study your child, ask them questions, or sometimes maybe they might not want to talk, but just be observant. If you feel that they've gone back and they are showing any signs of stress or anything, please do not hesitate to contact their school. Speak to their heads of learning. There are counselors in every school. Okay? Your child will receive the support that they need, right? So, and somebody asked a question, Lady Taonga. I think I can manage to answer this for you, because I've worked with careers through the years. And what advice can you give to year 9? Because yes, you see, it's been locked down. I've said this before, but our children are not going to repeat their class. They are progressing. So once now we are going back, it's going to be year 9 option. So if your child is in year 9, especially in London, it's going to be their options. I will say, as a parent, ask your child what subjects they feel that they're going to be comfortable with choosing for their GCSEs, because whatever they choose now, that's what they are taking to their GCSEs, including their core subjects, right? So definitely core subjects are maths, English, and science. For those that are not doing triple science, they have to do double, okay? Now, depending on what they choose to do career-wise, some of them might need their sciences, some of them might not, right? But most importantly, they're going to need their maths and English. The ethics in London now, I think almost in all UK schools, I stand to be corrected, ethics has become compulsory. So please be aware of that. Like again, I say there are some exceptions for some students that are not able to do some subjects. So your child is not choosing the subject because their friends are choosing the subject. I think that's another area we need to communicate with our children. Choose a subject. For example, if your child is good in maths, they are likely to like geography because geography has some maths. But again, they might not. They want to do history or sociology. So it's all about guiding them and explaining things to them. You as well as a parent, go online and read about some of the subject specifications. I think that's going to really help. And just make sure you speak also to the careers. There is somebody that does the careers that supports. So once you go back to school, if you have any challenge or if your child is having any challenge with their options, speak to their form tutor, speak to their head of year. That's why they are there to support you. Right, our time is nearly done, but thank you so much. I hope we've been able to answer some of your questions. You can go back and go over this chat. Also share this chat, and if you've not subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is going to be having lots of different things. You all know I'm an all-rounder, so by the special grace of God. But Master Kamara, I know we were talking about online tuition, right? Because now centers are not open. Centers are not open for people to send their children to go for online tuition. I know that's another specialty that you are you are an expert in. So I think it would be nice if I have put your details on. It would be nice for viewers. This is Mr. Kamara's details. If you want your child to have a form of tuition, it is not free, but I'm sure for some parents that would like to let their children have online tuition, those are the details of Master Daniel Kamara. His email is camdannyk at yahoo.com, and you can see his telephone number as well. Please take a snapshot of this, and you are more than welcome to get in touch with him. Trust me, your children will do exceedingly well. And if you are also looking for teachers, now he does Key Stage 3. So if your child is from year 7 to year 11, and also for sixth form, he's able to sort you out. He's able to sort your child out. So those are his details. It's good for us to celebrate each other's gifts, and talents. That's one thing we do here on this platform. So please feel free to contact him and do that. Also, I just want to remind you about my book. A copy of my book you can find on Amazon. If you want to get it on Amazon, you can get it on Kindle. If you want an electronic device, or also if you want a hard copy, you can just make your payments. All the details are on there, and you can send me a message and I can send you one. Well, thank you so much to all our viewers. Thank you, Mr. Daniel Kamara. Have you got a last word that you want to give to our
Yes,
viewers?
yes. I just want to, and I want to, say, thumbs up and bravo and well done to all our wonderful viewers and parents. And, I want you to know that you are doing an incredible work and job. I know sometimes situation can be challenging, but don't you ever give up. Now, your child might be at different level in terms of learning, but please don't ever give up on that child. That child has been committed to your trust, and keep encouraging them. And I want to highlight something that is important. Be patient with the young people. Be patient. That's the areas where all of us can be, sometimes frustration can set in. We can, maybe lash out at our young people, but just exercise patience and work on their understanding. Work on their understanding. The greater their understanding, the better for for you as a parent, and also obviously in helping them become the best that they can become. I want you to know you're doing a very good work. You're doing a very good work. It's important that we highlight you're doing a great job. You are a destiny changer. Your influence will affect another generation. Your advice, your counsel to that your child will change the destiny of your family. So keep up doing the good work, and we're happy to celebrate the future of your children. Well, God bless you. And I also want to thank Pastor Flo for inviting me on your show. Pastor Flores, we want to say we love and celebrate you. Thank you very much. And we celebrate what you're doing, and God bless you richly.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Daniel Kamara. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Well, our next show is going to be the last 2 Saturdays this month of March. So please stay alert. It's actually my birthday month, so it's gonna be fantastic by the special grace of God. Also, please kindly remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've made the YouTube channel available for some people who do not use Facebook. So remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you don't miss out on, inspiring and encouraging information. Thank you all so much. I pray for grace upon parents. I pray that the Lord will sustain you. I pray for provision for every household. Yes. I pray that you will receive, and I speak peace upon every child. I pray for a blessed week by the special grace of God. Thank you all so much. Remain blessed. Thank you. Thank you.